you are pressing charges against Mr. Derek Phillips and Mr. Jake McDougall.
Thank you. So, court calls for 24-013 State v. McDougall and Phillips. This is a bench trial for criminal. This is also a set for case law and court precedents. Because this is a bench trial, I will not be hearing opening statements. I will only hear in beginning charges from the state attorney, and after that we'll take it from there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Mr. Safe Point.
So, we are pressing charges against Jake McDougall for kidnapping and fleeing and eluding, and against Mr. Derek Phillips for assault. Aggravated assault, actually.
All right, can you raise both your hands? All right, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, he's been sworn in, Your Honor.
Fleur or Paxton, if you can swear, Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, can you raise your hands for me?
Of course I can.
Mr. Phillips, I will, if you don't, thank you.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you whatever you believe in?
Yes.
Okay, but can you tell us what happened leading up to you in the cells, please? And please remember, you are under court or court order.
I don't know what you're
if
asking
you
for.
lie, you are under oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and I will find you under perjury if you don't.
I don't know what I'd be lying about, and I don't know what you're asking me to tell you.
I am asking you to tell me what happened leading up to the cells.
I thought I did tell you what happened leading up to the cells.
Okay, can you tell me what happened in the cells?
I requested to go to court, and here we are.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
What happened in the cells?
Pretty much I requested a lawyer, which they tried to contact, which they failed to do. And then we came to court. Nothing eventful happened in the cells.
Can you give more detailed answer?
Not really. I mean, ask him. Nothing happened on the cells.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Phillips. State.
Nothing that I can recall.
I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Phillips. So,
Phillips.
you claim, Mr. Phillips, you claim that it was all consensual, the whole kidnapping. Why did you try to press charges in the first place if it was consensual?
It was a practical joke.
A practical joke. Wasting police time and resources is a practical joke to you.
Yes. Harmless banter.
I don't think it's harmless banter to accuse someone of kidnapping and then just once it gets to court say it never happened.
Well, I'm under oath now, so I can't lie. Duh.
I would like to call Miss Fleur to the stand as a witness.
Officer Fleur, are you on duty?
I am.
Okay, perfect.
Can someone swear Miss Fleur in, please?
She's on duty. She don't have to.
Oh, okay. All right, Miss Fleur. Did you? So on that fateful day, which was today, did you hear any sort of consent from Mr. Phillips on being taken by Mr. McDougall?
Negative. I heard no conversing between either of them before it happened.
And you were around Mr. Phillips the entire time, right?
Yes. When he was struck, I had placed him in cuffs, brought him over to the sidewalk to start doing medical, and he was taken from in front of me.
Once you, let's say, retrieved Mr. Phillips after he was kidnapped, did he tried to press charges, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he claimed that he was kidnapped and was held against as well.
Yes. He said he would like to press charges. I asked him if he was pressing charges for kidnapping, and he said yes.
Okay. and Mr. McDougall ran from you, right? When you had your lights and sirens on and you were chasing him?
I did not chase him down with lights and sirens as I was union and the vehicle was not mine. I didn't have time to get in the vehicle either. By the time he was placed into the vehicle, they took off. I was still on foot. Thought about chasing them down on foot, realized it was a useless effort, and went back to see if anybody knew the name of the person driving.
Okay. Did someone chase them? Any police officer?
The only people there were myself and Bo Hansen, and we were both doing medical on the injured people. But of course, one of them got taken away. So
No further questions, Yana.
Thank you, Councillor Thiefpoint. Councillor Frawley, you're sent to cross-examine.
All right. Uh, so, yeah, you were sitting next to, him when he was taken, right?
yeah, I was kneeled over top of him doing medical.
Okay, then
on
why
him.
didn't you try to prevent him from being taken? Why
I
didn't you,
did.
like,
I pulled my taser and yelled and warned many times to drop him. And before I could tase, he had gotten in the vehicle and driven off.
interesting. Uh, and then did you, wait, actually, just kidding. How do you know that he did not say anything about consenting to being apparently kidnapped, as you guys like to call it? Because like you were not there in the car when they were driving around, were you?
No, but in the beginning, he got taken, and there was no prior consent to that. He was just taken.
Well, it was a consensual joke, was it not?
I don't believe so. He came back and started yelling about pressing charges multiple times, both in front of the Moorhead PD and at the hospital.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Mr. Phillips would lie. He seems like a very great person, and definitely definitely consented to something that Mr. McDougall agreed on, and you know, brought him for a joyride. Because as he stated that before, who knows if it could have been Mr. Phillips' last day on this earth, you know? But yeah, that's it from me this time.
States cross-examine.
All right, Miss Fleur. Um,
It's pronounced floor.
Floor? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Can't even get the name right.
Okay. So, Miss Fleur, Mr. McDougall, hold on, let me get my. Got one to ask. So, yeah, I would kindly request that Mr. Phillips and Mr. McDougall are held for perjury, considering they have made prior statements to the police stating that it was non-consensual, the kidnapping. I would also still like to mention that even if it were consensual, which we know it isn't, or because of prior statements, he was still taken from police custody. Both Mr. Phillips and Mr. McDougall were involved in a situation where crimes were committed, especially Mr. Phillips, who had charges pressed against him. Hence, he would not have been allowed to just be taken. He was being detained by the police and was given medical treatment by Miss Fleur. Hence, it still would be a crime. He would still be kidnapping and obstructing justice at that time. Just like to have that on record. I do not have any further questions from Miss Fleur at this time.
Mrs. Floor, are you aware that I'm, with your experience with me handling me before, you are aware that I'm somewhat of a practical joker, yes?
I wouldn't necessarily say practical.
Would you care
considering
to?
your joking most of the time consists of injuring officers in a wheelchair and throwing them off of rooftops.
So would you say that this is within the realm of possibilities for a practical joke that I would pull?
Objection relevance. Why is Mr.
Uh,
Phillips currently defending the person he's pressed charges against?
I'm not pressing charges against them, Your Honor.
You
The
did
state
press charges
attorney's
against him.
You're pressing charges against them. I'm not.
But why is he allowed to defend him? He's not a licensed attorney.
that is
I'm
true.
defending
Also stating
myself. This is
I
in
will
relation
How
to
is
my
this
defense.
defending yourself? You're currently asking irrelevant questions to
No, this is in
concerning your sole charge.
Order, please let the judge speak.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Miss. Okay, I'll sustain the objection.
Mrs. Fleur, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a bitch would you rate the state attorney?
Objection relevance.
Sustained.
No further question.
Okay. I'm gonna allow for closing arguments. I'll start with Councillor Frawley.
Oh, great. Yeah. Very honored to be here. Okay, so I'll jump straight to the point. He's innocent. He did not kidnap Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips said it's a consensual joke. It is a consensual joke. And the state attorney, he's wild. He does not even know what a consensual joke
dismiss
is.
myself for fun.
Thanks for interrupting me, sir. Thank you.
Douchebag.
Exactly, Mr. Phillips. But yeah, and the police officer over there, Miss Fleur, I don't want to mispronounce that, but she, yeah, Fleur, she failed doing her duty. She literally let the suspect go, and she could have tackled Mr. McDougall, but no, it's a consensual joke. So therefore, it's a consensual joke, and he's innocent, and so is he.
Thank you, Councillor Frawley. State Attorney Tiefpunt.
I believe that the state has proven the guilt of Mr. McDougall in the case of kidnapping. Mr. Phillips, before he was being detained or arrested, rather, vehemently claimed that he was kidnapped by Mr. McDougall. Has made multiple statements and wanted to press charges against him. And it's clear that they have made some kind of backroom deal at this point. To
Objection, speculation.
this is closing
Cannot object
arguments.
to
Yeah.
arguments, so or
Yeah. So basically, we've proven that Mr. McDougall is guilty of kidnapping, and he should be charged with it, as well as fleeing and eluding, considering he fled from the police when they told him to stop.
thank you, State Attorney Tiefpunt. Mr. Phillips, you want to do closing arguments?
I would love. I mean, over the course of this session, we've had witness testimonies. We've had the proof is in the pudding. I mean, I'm under oath right now. I'm saying this man, he did not kidnap me. It was all a consensual, practical joke. Me and him are good friends. We've known each other for a couple of years now. We kind of do this thing often. So, yeah.
Thank you,
Love you,
Mr.
boo.
Phillips. I'm gonna go back to the chambers to deliberate my
Why doesn't he get closing
sentencing.
arguments, Mr.
Well,
McDougall?
He
He's-
did his.
I mean, what if he wants to talk?
Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the chambers to deliberate my verdict, and I will be back within 5 minutes.
All
Okay,
rise.
thank you.
That's what
No
he
eating
said.
in the courtroom. All rise.
Case dismissed, bitch. I'm out of here.
Mr. Phillips.
Oh,
Mr.
shit.
Phillips. Oh, Mr. Phillips.
I'm just holding it
Watch him
open.
tackle.
We got a runner.
So where's the ringmaster?
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
right.
he was over.
Oh, no, he's back.
Oh.
Shit, sorry.
I mean, I felt like I should have known at least what was going on
All
a little
rise.
better.
Yeah.
You may be
I'm
seated.
sure as hell risen right now.
Alright. After the very heavy thinking and going back and forth with everything.
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
You're good.
But after heavy thinking, going back and forth, and yeah, some crying, I will
God.
find Mr. McDougall. We find you guilty on charges of
What?
kidnapping and fleeing, eluding, as well as guilty under perjury. Mr.
What?
Phillips, court
A
finds
fucking
you guilty
joke.
on charges of aggravated assault. And
We didn't
also
even
find
discuss
you-
that, Your Honor.
Okay, I can discuss it. I find you guilty under charges of for kidnapping because in incident is stated that Mr. Phillips said he
Found
wanted
him
to press
guilty.
charges for kidnapping, and that also ties
Yep.
into to perjury because you perjured yourself, basically saying that it was consensual, but it was never consensual at all.
I'm getting
Also
getting out of
find
here.
I find you're also guilty on charges. If someone
Oh.
can go and take him, please and thank you. McDougall, guilty on charges of kidnapping, fleeing, eluding, and perjury. Reason: you said it was consensual, but it was never consensual according to a report that, and court finds that officers' words in a higher regard rather when they are sworn in, basically. Okay.
That's
Why you said
newsworthy.
it was consensual, never knew, but all right. Mr. Phillips, guilty on aggravated assault. One of them, it's as stated in incident 227. One of them punched Derek in the face, and Derek swung his hammer immediately. I also find Phillips under guilty on perjury. Thank you.
A man was defending his property from being stolen from him, his vehicle. This great man right here who just walked by me was defending his
Oh, shit.
property. He then struck the person in the face from taking his beloved car, old Betsy. The man, crazy old man, and pulled out a hammer and started swinging like he was on a construction crew, hitting this poor gentleman who was just defending his property. And then another man decided to take Mr. Phillips against his.
I have, of course, been Rindis Larucio of Weazel News, and we are here for Night Court.